Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm
and
Amabel.
welcome back to Amabel Goes to Forex School, where today I'm going to show Amabel how to lose a war. It's not really my, I'm worried, is all. Wasn't my intent, but I'm a little concerned about the number of gunpowder units that she's got around here. Mexico City, is she their suzerain? She is.
Declare war
Hold
immediately.
on. So she's suzerain with 9. Ugh, that's annoying. So we're gonna get attacked by Mexico City as well. That's a little frustrating. Um, Wilfred is not close. Why does she have so many envoys? How is she able to just have 9 and 10 envoys in every city-state everywhere in the world? That's very frustrating.
I mean, is it that thing where the AI gives the non-player characters more stuff?
Partially. Um, so I'm looking at this and we have good units, right? But
Mm-hmm.
the city state is definitely giving her some good units as well. It's giving her some frustrating units. And I kind of want to upgrade more of our units before the war starts, but I do think that time's a waste in here. So here's the
The
thing.
more you do it, the more she's gonna pull ahead, I
Here's the
think.
thing. It would take over 1,000 gold for us to upgrade both of our cav units here. And then she's got both of our units here. This one is the cavalry. This is technically not a cavalry unit. She has pikes too, so we're gonna have some trouble using these as our primary ground pounders. Mostly, what I want to do is shoot at her.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a tough situation. We're not going to declare war this turn. I want to finish the factory, but we're probably going to declare war next turn. And
Okay.
we're going to have a little bit of money, and we're hopefully going to be able to trade some money off of somebody. I'm going to step you forward into the holy site. Go ahead and rest up and repair there. We have an engineer who is coming up to this area. He'll build forts or something. I don't know. Fortify for the moment. Y'all just hang out for a moment. We're coming down here. We've managed to hold on to the city. Moksha is gonna make it into the city. So that's something. Unfortunately, this asshole is laying down more cities around us. Somebody's called for a special session of the World Congress, which is going to meet at the end of the turn. That's probably going to be some weird stuff. Yeah, I don't really know what to expect. We're kind of hanging out outside of Guelph because if this city goes free, we might be able to take it over. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We have our great musician here. We earned ourselves a great musician. Do we have any slots for a great work of writing? We don't, unfortunately. So I can't even move this thing out of the palace in Babylon to make room for a work of music. That we just don't have a place to put a work of music. So this guy
Okay.
is just going to he's just going to wait. We need to find a slot. So we have some other questions. First of all, Belgium is ready to produce units. Its units would be better if we had time to build an armory. I don't think we really do. We should probably just start on the production of a military unit here. A bombard is not a bad idea. So this is a siege unit, so it does bonus damage against cities. And more gunpowder stuff is important. We do have access to cuirassiers. That's probably close.
Yeah.
Which are quite high tier units. This is a 64 strength unit. We'd like to upgrade one of our units to that as well. Line infantry is a good solid 65 strength basic melee unit. It won't be suffering penalties or giving bonuses rather against the pike units. It's probably line infantry. It's probably just line infantry. When the capital finishes its factory, there's probably like a lot of pumping out line infantry in our very near future.
Okay. Backbone of any military.
Yeah. We have to decide what our next move is civic policy wise. So if we pick up Grand Opera here, we get extra culture from the buildings in our theater squares. A bonus if the theater square itself has a +4 adjacency bonus. A bonus if the population of the city is 15 or higher. I don't think that applies to any of our cities anywhere, right? We have a city at 14 population, and we certainly don't have any theater squares that have a +4 adjacency bonus. So that's not a super strong, it's not feeling like a super strong option. We go after civil engineering, which will give us another governor title.
Well, that's useful.
Yeah, that is immediately pretty useful. Conservation letting us build national parks is pretty strong. The sanctuary grants 1 science and 1 gold to adjacent unimproved charming tiles. Increased to 2 science, 2 gold, and 2 production for adjacent unimproved breathtaking tiles. That's fascinating. So that goes in the preserve. This is a thing that didn't exist last time I played. And that does have 3 envoys attached to it, which is pretty rad, but it's also quite a long research. I think let's grab civil engineering because we could use that governor title like soon. And then we have a governor title. So there's a couple of things we could do with this. We could push on Pingala, but I don't know that Pingala's remaining options here are terribly exciting to us, like plus science and a production increase to space program projects. That's like science victory stuff that we're not even close to. I don't think upgrading Waksha any further makes any sense. Harbor Master is actually quite powerful because Reina's in Maljum. So increasing the adjacency bonus of this building will also increase the let me see here. Where's the building? Where's the thing I want here? Buildings. It will also double the production value of the shipyard, so it would just give the city a bunch of extra production as well as extra gold. But what I'm wondering is if we should consider bringing on the military guy.
Yeah,
he establishes faster than the others do. The thing is, I want Pingala at work in the city that he's in, right? Grants is really critical. So what we would be doing with Victor is like hoping to place him in cities as we're moving forward, like he would just be creeping forward with the line of battle. The other thing we could do is take Amani and try to use her to fight for some of these city-states because she is 2 envoys.
Okay.
I'm pretty torn. She is... While established in a city-state doubles the number of envoys you have there. I mean, in the long run, I do think she's very powerful. Why
don't we try her?
Yeah,
then?
let's take her.
I do like this governor system. Is this something that was in previous civs?
Not like this, no. All right, so we could get Hunza back from Eleanor. She would not be sufficient in Mexico City to shake things up, but we could at least wrest Hunza back from Eleanor.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
Keep her out of our backyard there.
Unfortunately, this is not gonna the city is gonna declare war on us when we declare war on Eleanor. I don't think that it's going to actually attack us because I think it's too far away. I don't think it will move units in, but I might be wrong about that. This might turn out to be really bad.
Only one way to
So
find
it's
out.
possible that the smart thing to do is to wait for her to establish, because then Eleanor will not be their suzerain anymore. We'll be the suzerain. We
Yeah.
declare war, and then the city-state declares war on Eleanor, and so she can't easily manipulate it. Waiting
Okay.
5 turns, though, I don't know. I don't know if that's smart. We're going to wait at least 1 turn, because I want to finish this factory, like I said. Continue fortifying in place. You guys are here and can repair this, and that is extremely worth doing. Okay. Let's see what this World Congress thing's about. All right. It is good that our relationship is built on the strength of knowing other people's secrets. Okay, apparently the agenda he gained in the mid-game was something relating to spying. He likes that we have good diplomatic visibility on people and that we're building a spy. All right, what's this about? Wilfrid Laurier was ravaged by a natural disaster. He's requesting aid from the international community. So, we can vote this up or vote this down. If it gets a positive number, you know, if the end result is positive, then there will be a little competition where we can gain score by it runs like a little mini game basically. We can send gifts of gold to him. We can complete the send aid project. It's just something to build in our cities. Being at war with him will reduce our score. Generating CO2 will reduce our score. And whoever wins gets diplomatic stuff, diplomatic value. I mean, here's the thing, dude. I just don't know that I have time to help you with this. We're doing something that's very important.
Yeah.
There's diplomatic victory points on the line. I'm gonna vote yes, but not a lot. If it happens, we'll see if we can help, but how do people feel about it? Is it going? It passed. Only 1 person voted down. Remarkably, it was not Eleanor.
Eleanor's pretty friendly with him.
Okay. So, just laying out the rules here. So the highest scored person gets 2 diplomatic victory points. For the top 25% of scores, 100 diplomatic favor. For the next 25, 50 diplomatic favor. Players who do not place will not receive rewards. Okay, and it's actually just Alexander and Eleanor and us. The other 2, I guess, are not close enough or something. Not capable of helping. We earned ourselves a great person who will take. That's Edgar Allan Poe, but unfortunately we do not have a place for any more great works of writing, as we just worked out. So I guess we're gonna send him down here to wait for this theater square to be finished. And okay, we're working a lot of unimproved tiles over here. I think let's send this builder back in this direction and just build some like lumber mills and stuff.
Okay.
We are going to need more resources if we are going to win this war. All right, so we're producing line infantry in 5 turns in Mashkan Shapir. It's pretty good. I am not allowed to build an encampment. We can't build any more districts because we're population capped on districts for the moment. That's fine. It is probably the time to build military units anyway. So yeah, 5 turns to line infantry. Not bad. And we'll be pumping out a lot of those. All right, we've started to gain access to buildings that can be powered by electricity, buildings that will be improved if we have access to electricity. But we don't actually have access to electricity yet, so I'm not going to stress about that just yet. So, let's see if we can make a little bit of money real quick. One thing that I would love to see is, my man, do you want access to my extra luxuries? Not that we don't need them ourselves. I guess we know he doesn't have money. What am I doing? Mansa Musa. Okay, this man has money.
Sure does.
What would you give me? 17 gold per turn for 10 turns? Here's the thing. We're good friends. We know each other well. I could really use 500 gold straight up. Would that be acceptable? No. No, he really wants to do this. You enjoying that? It is worth noting this is more than 500 gold, but it is an amount over time.
Is it?
Yeah, right? 17 times 30 is 510.
Okay. You're better at math than I am.
Okay, let me try again. Let me go. What if 450? They're always reluctant to give you flat cash, but we do need a certain amount of flat cash.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, when I hit make this deal more equitable, he's not going to what is the amount of flat cash he would accept. He's giving us a different thing entirely. Well, it's starting to be a lot less money, so he would do that. Yeah. 300 will let me get one of our 2 upgrades right now.
Okay.
I think I'm going to take it. They should increase the delay, the maximum or minimum delay between playing the same animations again. That's my feeling. So we have enough to do a 540 gold upgrade to a cuirassier or this upgrade to a cavalry. Which one of those units is better?
I mean, I would assume Cuirassier, just from my knowledge of like military stuff, but I could be wrong.
This is a 64 strength unit. This is a 62 strength unit. And your upgrades are combat strength when attacking ranged and siege with double flanking bonus, whereas you just have better defense against ranged attacks. Okay. She has a great general, which I don't love. That's going to make things more difficult. And we still want to get this field cannon upgrade too, but I think that's after this. So this tile's a hill, right? Yeah, all right. I don't actually want my field cannon here. I want my field cannon here because I don't want to be directly adjacent to their melee units. And then we're going to upgrade the horsemen, I think, because it gives us the best chance to like very quickly take out their cannon, which is something I would like to do very much. We want to leave them ideally with no ranged units, right? And then just take advantage of our superior range.
Yeah.
So I will, in fact, just take this. So we probably want to wait one more turn. I know I keep saying, but because upgrading the unit removes its movement, so it can't act.
That's fine.
I'm appeasing you at this point. Like, worried you're going to be upset with me.
No, it's very funny. How many turns until we get that city state back? Is that something you want to wait for?
Not really. It's something that maybe we should wait for, but I don't want to. No. We're gonna run a trade route to Babylon probably for Mari because Mari just needs to keep growing. Do we have what's their city state quest here? Build a preserve. We're working on that. Can't really get that going too much faster. I'm wondering if I should be running, like, should I rebase this trader? We can run it to Quebec City. That trade route doesn't go across too much dangerous territory. But we're not, sorry, that's right. We're not getting the Singapore suzerain bonus anymore. So it doesn't make sense to run it to a foreign civilization. Never mind. To Babylon it goes. Yeah, to Babylon. Okay, our military engineer is potentially in position to do military engineer stuff, which I still am not 100% clear on. Literally never used a military engineer because I've never needed one. But we're going to find out, I guess, what their capabilities are.
Yeah.
I am for sure living in fear here.
You have proved a reliable partner in resolving international conflict.
Okay, we're good. We're good. Thank you. You know what's weird?
What?
Them speaking to me in English. I was I was really thrown by that.
Yeah, me too.
I'm so used to, most of the leaders don't speak it. So we're just gonna explore off the coast here. All right. Is it time? I think it might be time. I don't know that there's a huge percentage in waiting at this point.
All right, let's go.
Not surprise war. I have a Casa Spelli. I said you suck. I told her she sucks. She knows she sucks. Let's see. Let's see what happens. This move will start a war with England. Yes, thank you. That was the plan.
Mesgreu caradiem far guerra entre nos. Mas non tan greu.
Yeah, samesies. Here's the thing. This is the real problem is we had to go to war because we're too similar. We're doing too much of the same stuff, and it's adding up badly. Okay, so we can do some pretty serious harm here. The terrain makes it really awkward to fire in a lot of places. But I also don't really have anything I can do about it. What I can do is I can fuck up this cannon, and I think that that's an important thing to do early on. You are coming up here to construct some stuff. So, we can attack some of these coastal cities. And then we have a harbor back here that we can retreat to if we need to retreat.
Okay.
And our unit currently has quite a lot of naval strength. The Great Admiral is in this space. The game has made a small error in depiction here. That's weird. Governor Amani is Governor Amani is no longer assigned to Hunza. It kicked her out of Hunza. That's not how I thought that interaction was going to work. But that's fine. We'll assign her to Singapore. Because her getting Singapore back for us is also valuable. Yeah, I didn't understand that to be the way that would work. So it would have been worth it to wait. It would have been worth something to wait.
Yeah, that's
but
what
we
I
don't
was,
really
that's
like.
what
I also
thinking.
don't think Hunza's going to come into this all that much. It's just like a thing that would have been nice. I'm not stressed about it. Okay, how much other like movement and combat type stuff do we want to do? They backed off their units over here, so we could retake the hill, but retaking the hill, I'm worried it'll just bait their muskets forward again, and we don't want our field cannon standing right in front of that, so I think we maybe don't do a lot. We certainly don't want to run this bombard forward, or this heavy chariot forward. In fact, I think I want it to back up until it can get its upgrade. Right now, its HP is quite low. And we could move this forward, but like the city is going to do some ranged bombardment. It's going to hurt. I wish I could shoot over this tile. All right, you know what? I am going to cross here and shoot their cannon because we can kill the cannon. Getting that cannon off the table immediately at the beginning of the war is worth the fact that we're exposing our field cannon to a little bit of ranged fire. Well, yeah, and this is a hill, so this unit shouldn't be able to immediately counterattack. I think the hill will slow down forward movement. We're a couple turns off of getting a couple of big units. Next turn, we can upgrade this crossbowman to a field cannon as well. We are in position to put out some pressure. Hopefully, it's enough. Hopefully, it's enough to make something happen. That's a compliment. Oh, my man, put your helmet back on. Okay, wow. He was, in fact, able to produce some... All right, a bunch of stuff happened there. He was, in fact, able to produce more units. They attacked our cavalry aggressively. They did not kill it. The rules for building a fort, it's not clear to me when you can build forts. Maybe there's something we didn't pick up. Okay. Canada no longer has enough loyalty to keep the city of Toronto in their empire, nor the city of Guelph. So, we've had two cities just flip to free cities. Toronto becoming a free city is definitely interesting, but it's something we don't really have time to deal with right now. All right, we just earned ourselves a great admiral. That's cool, I guess. Instantly builds a lighthouse and a shipyard in this district with plus 50% flanking bonus for all naval units. We're going to recruit this guy. I don't know. We don't have a shipyard that doesn't have those things at the moment. I'm pretty sure, right? Even over here, I think we have our stuff constructed. And you can see the lighthouses. But we'll build a shipyard at some point, or we'll build an appropriate area at some point that it makes sense to spend this guy on.
Yeah.
Okay, so great person. Yeah, we're still complaining about that. Governor Moksha is no longer assigned to Ishuna because Ishuna also flipped out. We're gonna maybe move our guy out of here. That scout's probably dead. I'm not spending the resources to upgrade him. We tried to make the Ishuna thing work. It's not a big deal that it didn't. So I guess we're going to assign him just back to the capital. It's not very exciting. We have the ability to declare war on this thing, I think. If we wanted to attack here, we would get a major victory. We might be able to take this city over. But if we do, it's probably just going to flip back out of our hands, I think. We don't have anything else to do with this unit.
One war at a time.
Okay. So, speaking of the war. This pikeman has moved into range of our city's ranged attack. So let's take advantage of that. This guy is going to die if we do not retreat him. So let's retreat him. Which means I guess I want to... How do I want to set this up? I'm going to have the crossbow fall back to here so that we can move the cavalry back into the city to heal up in safety. Fortify until healed, friend. Okay. We're going to have to hack through some units here at the beginning of the war. That's how that often goes. But notice, the field cannons have massive advantage over these troops that they're running, especially since our field cannons are, they're built out of old troops, and they're very, they have a lot of upgrades. Now notice this. We picked up the ability at some point, and I just kind of glossed right past it, to form corps and armies. If you have two units of the same type nearby, you can merge them together into basically just like a stronger version of that unit, allowing you to achieve some like compression value, basically. And you can even more so if you merge a third unit in, it becomes an army. Or maybe it's if you merge two corps, it becomes an army. Yeah, you get the idea. You understand how it works.
Yeah.
I am not sure exactly what I want to do with that. We have a trade unit here who should probably just run trade to Malgium at the moment. Well, we could run a trade. Wait, where's this? You're going to travel all the way down there and across? Just run the trade route to Malgium, please. Yeah, so I'm not sure if this makes sense or if we'd rather have... I believe the bonus for forming a corps is just plus 10 combat strength or something like that. So I don't know if it's better to have the 250s. You know?
Yeah.
Let's see here. We can easily kill either of these units. The question is, am I going to lose this field cannon if I stand and fire? Because it is like a reasonably upgraded unit. It would be a shame to lose. Right now, I think we need to play defensive. But I'm not sure what that means either. Like, really?
Okay.
This is inconvenient. Canada's actually really fucking my shit up by running a random warrior, like the worst military unit in the game, into my territory. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He's just making this tile a thing I can't stand in. I'm gonna have our field cannon fall back and fire on this guy. We're gonna try to play it a little cautious here. All right, you just wait a turn. Apologies, by the way, for the children playing outside the building who are being so loud that is coming through on Amabel's microphone. That's fucking crazy. I think I am just gonna attack Guelph. At the very least, this is experience points for our boat. And we can just run away if it looks like it's going badly. All right, so we have an open slot in the open production in the capital here. There's a couple of different things we could do. We could build a military academy, which would give this city the ability to just train corps and armies directly. We just train a unit as an upgraded version of the thing. That's going to take 8 turns to build at this point, though. It's a little scary. It might be better off just to continue pumping out line infantry.
Yeah, so here's a question for you. How long do wars last in Civ?
That is a great question. It varies. It varies is the answer. And this war occurring sort of like through a choke point is potentially going to be a bit of a tricky one. I'm gonna produce more line infantry for the moment. We're just gonna max out on niter usage.
Yeah.
Okay, Edgar Allan Poe, come here, sleep, perchance to dream of a bird or whatever. That was him, right? Sleep.
That's not, no. You know that.
Perchance to dream of a bird or whatever. Out of curiosity, okay, we are not close to earning a great general. Many other people have earned many great generals. The great general thresholds are really high now. All right, that's fine. We'll figure it out.
But you got a couple great admirals.
Yeah, but those don't help. Those don't provide combat strength to land units. A great general actually improves the. A great general improves the combat number of your land units who are nearby. Yep, that scout got at by units that came out of our own city.
The crooked roads without improvement are roads of genius.
Okay, so I don't think we're actually going to swap to either of these policies. Raj is a lot less exciting now because we are no longer suzerain of almost anything. So I might want to just swap to Visselbunken. Trade routes to allies provide to allies cities or vassal city-states provide bonus food and bonus production.
Okay.
And let's do some more murder. So, okay, so these are powerful English warrior monks. She's trying to use the strength of her religious machine to protect her, is what's happening here. We're not gonna allow that. We will simply remove this unit from the board. Despite being heavily outnumbered, our field cannon has won the day. I guess that was a corps, maybe? Or an army?
Have you ever seen a grave with a skull on it? Like a headstone with a skull on it? That was very strange.
No, you're right. You're right. That is weird. They don't usually do that. I didn't really think about it, but yeah, that is strange. Okay, so we continue to attack this city. The city is healing, and our military unit is not. So I think we're gonna end up having to pull that boat back. It's gonna happen over here too. No, the Great Admiral does not attack. You attack. I'm allowed to pillage. Oh, yeah. Let's stop attacking for a moment here and simply pillage the harbor that we're sitting on top of. We'll just run off with their money. Because we need that money very badly to upgrade our units. There we go. That helps. That helps a bunch, actually. You get over here and continue improving stuff. You, it turns out I don't know what to do with you. Okay, at this point, now that we have civil engineering, we have that other easy governor title. I think the thing to do is to pursue conservation, because we do want to get a naturalist up. We do want to get some of those national parks going, because they're going to produce a lot of tourism for us. Ooh, that said, mass media is very good. A great work of writing slot and 2 great works of music slots and all this stuff.
That's a choice.
Yeah.
That mass media is what opens up capitalism and ideology.
Yeah, well, you need mass media and mobilization together for ideology to have a way of thinking about a thing. That's a little silly. Yeah, maybe we do push mass media, because like here's what I'm thinking is it would be really nice to get to these higher levels of government with more policy slots and stuff. But I think we want to get conservation. I think this is valuable. We earned ourselves a governor title. I am going to, now that we know what's going on a little bit more, I think I am just going to throw Harbor Master on her. Double adjacency bonus for the harbor means more money and more production for that harbor. Okay. Your people celebrate a historic moment. Skeptics may ask, what good is iron? But we know now that it is a formidable weapon for our cuirassier. So in 1350 AD, this advanced military unit is the first time we actually used iron for anything. So that's why we're getting era score for it now. That is a little silly. Okay. Oh, my trader was my trader was plundered by a single scout. Yeah, that did happen. That occurs. So this guy has stepped forward, and unfortunately for him, he has stepped forward into the combined firing arcs of our encampment and our city. So they get to run him down. And then also, we can just finish him off with this field cannon. Okay, pretty good. This apostle, the debater, is just going to continue. You know what? I'm going to put you to sleep. Don't ask me what to do every turn. You're going to be spending some time not doing stuff for a bit here. All right, so we have a 64 strength cuirassier who is like a real threat to their stuff. They don't really have a lot of good ways to deal with this unit. It does not do very good damage to the city. But I'm going to move it up because I'm moving our guns up behind it. So we're going to start bombarding the city with field cannons. They're going to do very poor damage. Holy crow. That's worse than I thought it was going to be, for sure. Well, it turns out... Yeah, that's not great. You fortify on those hills. You lumber mill on those hills. You continue to attack Sheffield. I don't have coal, so we can't upgrade you. Yeah, but I can continue to harass Sheffield. Hey, look, barbarians. Barbarian line infantry. All right, this is not working out. We're gonna withdraw this caravel, but we did manage to get a little bit of XP out of it. We're gonna bring this home, and then we'll figure out what to do with it. So this city currently does not have enough loyalty. It has more loyalty to itself as a free city than it had to Canada, because the free city is using the normal age loyalty rules while Canada was using dark age loyalty rules. But it's still not enough loyalty pressure to keep itself independent. It will flip to us in 22 turns. Or, you know, stuff might happen. I don't know. We'll see. It's not important. It's not terribly important. What's going on with that? I'm pretty bummed out about the loss of the trader. We're going to have to rebuild that trader somewhere. Everybody's really important building stuff. This lone scout in my backfield is actually extremely annoying. I'm going to have Edgar Allan Poe go hide inside the city just so he doesn't get murdered by a scout. I don't know if that's even what would happen. Okay, so they're firing back. This is fine. This is to be expected. England switched governments to oligarchy. That's interesting. So they went back a step to one of the tier 1 governments. I guess just for the +4 combat strength. But they're losing policies in that way. You moved that scout close enough to a walled city for me to annihilate it. You fool. All right. We built our first proper Niter unit now. We got that first line infantry out. That's a big deal. So let's march you forward. We definitely need to rain some destruction upon these units that they are coming up behind us with. So part of the trickiness about this is like your units can move and attack, but attacking ends the turn, right? But we're talking about very, very small increments of move and attack, right? We can only move one or two spaces under most conditions. We can only attack 2 spaces, and line of sight can be blocked by hills and stuff. Like, fighting in this bottleneck here is actually fairly challenging. I think it's going to be okay for us to just shoot you. No, I should fall back. We're still fighting very defensively here because our line infantry are coming online, but they're not really online yet.
Yeah.
Our ship is taking a fair amount of damage, and that's to be expected. We're also fucking Sheffield up pretty bad. You know what I'm going to do? They don't have defensive structures around Hull either. I'm gonna back up here. Oh, they have a boat. They have a boat at Hull. How dare you? I was gonna just go plunder the harbor there for upgrade money. But apparently they're building naval units. I don't know what the hell they think they're doing. Okay, so we need proper wall destroying siege units. These field cannons are going to have a hard time taking down this city. Oh, that's interesting. We're seeing all of a sudden, a lot of loyalty pressure stuff is happening. So this city is falling under the sway of all of these Ethiopian cities. It's built a little bit too far out from its population centers and a little bit too close to all of this.
Yeah.
This is interesting stuff. Wait, this is... What symbol is that? Isn't that the symbol of... Is that us? That's us. That's our symbol. I'm not used to it because I'm not looking at it because, you know, it's on all of our stuff. And I'm looking at our opponent's units more than our units. But yeah, no, it's right. The city is going to flip over to us, you know, eventually, sometime, maybe. All right, I think we're doing an okay job here for the moment. Let me, real quick, Wilfred and her are still green, still pals. That's a shame. I was kind of hoping there might be some hostility. Ooh, they ran over a lot of ranged units. All right, with such a large standing army, we've gotten a boost to the mercenary civic. That's fun. Governor Amani is now established in Singapore, which means that we are pretty close to... Yeah, if we get just one more envoy. The next time we gain envoys, we'll be able to maybe pull this. Become what do you call it? Suzerain. Yeah, of that city-state again. So that's cool. Got access to a great artist who we do actually have slots for the great works of. That's good.
Hooray, Titian!
Hooray. Go forth and create some beautiful religious whatever. Okay, so yeah, they ran a bunch of ranged units over to shoot at us, and they're a lot lower sort of combat strength than our caravel is, but there was enough of them that's a terrifying amount of damage. We very nearly died. So we are going to retreat to friendly harbors for a little bit of repair work. Fortunately, that's not like a critical part of the war at all. Like, we don't really... Mostly that's a distraction. All right, I'm just going to have you move up here.
Do you see a lot of... Because you played some of this game before. Is there a lot of wars that are decided navally in the game?
Not really. No. The answer is no. I was gonna like hem and haw, and he's sort of like half, but no. No, absolutely not. Okay, so if I move you to here, can I just swap you two? Yeah, that works. So they have their own line infantry now, but they don't have as many as we have, and we're pumping them out very quickly and effectively. We can move you forward onto this hill and just sort of rain down fire. We're having this field cannon back up to fortify until healed here. You are also backing up to heal.
You know, I'll say one advantage you have with that bottleneck is the grain of the hex grid itself.
Yeah?
Yeah, because they have a hex that is bordered on 3 sides.
Mm-hmm.
And you really don't because of those mountains.
Well, we don't care about like the hexes themselves, though. We care about the hexes that have valuable stuff in them, like the city.
Sure, but I mean, as far as like melee units go, like it's one less avenue of attack.
So
you're able to better concentrate forces, possibly.
I'm going to take a second out of war production here because we're low on niter to fix that trade situation. We should absolutely have full traders running all the time. It sucks very much not to, so. Armagh has declared war on Singapore. Okay, yeah, stuff is changing hands. City-states. People are fighting over city-states. The AI loves to do this thing where they go back and forth with you over control of a city-state, even if it's not like particularly useful to them. They just want to do it. You know what? I will do this. We don't need anywhere near the amount of iron that we have. I would love a little bit of income, and the great work is nice to have. All right, let's bring this thing home. We're producing more great works. Alright, so they're pushing in with some really old, out-of-date units. Like, they have that one line infantry, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much does our line infantry beat this knight by? Not that much, given their bonus... Yeah, they have a bonus, some bonus combat strength just due to the difficulty level and stuff. So, we will soften up this knight a little bit with cannon fire before we line infantry it to death. I will not miss the opportunity to finish off their wounded line infantry. Yeah, and they have access to all kinds of cores and whatnot. Like, and yeah, they did go back to oligarchy solely for the combat strength bonus, which is interesting. It's an interesting play.
Mm-hmm.
If I pillage this, I believe if you pillage, you come out of fortification. The gold would be nice. We do still have things we would like to spend money on, but I think we're gonna be okay. We're just gonna stay fortified here. Governor Moksha has reestablished in Babylon. Yeah, I mean, we're doing it. It's taking forever, which is what I figured was gonna happen. Once we push through the bottleneck and claim Plymouth, though, I think it's important to note that this encampment here belongs to Plymouth. So all of a sudden, we'll have a walled structure that is in a threatening position on some of her other stuff. I mean, she's gonna want peace. Once we actually start breaking through, she's gonna sue for peace, and we'll see. Okay. She levied their units. Okay, interesting. This musket man is about to have a really bad day with the fact that a line infantry is about to finish in Babylon. But yeah, she threw down a bunch of gold. So I suspect she's not helping very much with the Canada aid request either. Probably. I was feeling kind of bad because we weren't doing anything, but she's throwing all her money at other stuff too. I think we'll be okay. I don't really know what to do with you. You're just like revealing tiles. Scouting. You are going to continue fortifying. He's just drawing the city's fire, basically, making it possible for our cannons to be up in this position and killing their units.
Is the revealing tiles useful? If you reveal all the tiles, does that give you some kind of error score?
Maybe. Alright, many dispute the actual start of the modern era, but you know, it was when Babylon discovered replaceable parts.
Many of us take better care of our automobiles than we do of our own bodies. Yet the auto has replaceable parts.
You can replace body parts. So our farm improvements have become mechanized agriculture. Bonus food from every farm improvement they're adjacent to. Pastures got some bonus production. And we now have the ability to produce infantry. Unfortunately, they require oil, and we don't have any sources of oil, as far as I know. But it's still, you know, it's a powerful unit. Once we can do the thing, it will be very good. So you can see the bonus production and stuff on our trade routes that run to our allies' cities. We certainly don't want to be running trade units through Mexico City right now, though. So I guess just, yeah, send this back to Babylon for the moment. All right, Titian continues to produce great works. Let's take a second and look at our great works. So we have a I know you're gonna find this kind of strange. The kinds of great works are like landscape and portrait and religious. The types of great paintings. So it's just just sort of like by their like religious and portrait are not different things, right? Those are, a thing can be both of those. Those are not exclusive categories.
Well, yeah, but and there's certainly some overlap, but a portrait painting tends to be, this is that specific person, whereas religious painting is about recreating a historical or pseudo-historical event, often with a real people posing, including sometimes famous people, but like kings, queens, whatever, dukes. But like they have like different criteria in which they're judged, different things that come into play with those traditions. So I understand that. That's the thing that makes sense to me. Okay. That's a thing instead that makes sense to me. There had to be a few.
All right, so they're coming at us with these fancy English warrior monks. We will continue to do violence upon them. Oh, our cavalry have healed up. Good news, good news. Now, one thing that is worth noting is that if we move into this tile, will be vulnerable to fire from their encampment. Right, because they have a clean tile to fire across. So I don't actually want my melee units to clear out this guy. I want to kill him with a ranged unit, because a melee unit winning a battle over another melee unit automatically moves into its space. Then again, I guess this is only it's only attacking for a small amount. It doesn't matter. Whatever, it's fine.
That's actually a very common feature in like hex and counter war games, like the automatic advance.
All right, that bombard is going to be very important in taking the city, because most units don't deal real damage to walls. Fortifications have their sort of their own HP type, kind of, is a way of thinking about it. What do I want to build here now? We're still short niter for constructing another niter unit. I could build another field cannon, but I'm a little worried that we're saturating. Right, like I don't know that we can actually apply another field cannon.
Yeah.
So maybe the thing to do, my cultural advisor is like, hey, Oxford University, right?
Wilfred's building that.
Yeah. How's he doing on it? Is he...
I mean, it was announced a turn or two ago, so...
Okay, we can't see it. I don't have vision of what's being produced in all of his cities, just in the capital, I think. So... 28 turns is probably pretty slow. We could build a dam, a district built on a floodplain tile to improve the comfort of living along this river. Prevents damage from flooding, prevents food loss during drought. It provides +3 housing, is really what I'm thinking. We're about to get access to... neighborhoods pretty soon, which is a type of district that is just about housing. And that's sort of what I'm waiting on. Yeah, I don't know if I think that we're going to get much benefit. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to build the Send Aid project in the capital. We're going to send... We're gonna provide some military or some economic aid for Canada. Belgium also wants to build something. In Belgium, I wonder if it does make sense to build another military unit, because it's starting so much closer to... Well, we could take a second. Well, it looks like we can't really jam more military units into the pass. We could take a second and improve our encampment. Make it so units we are pumping out of there are more effective. Okay, you're just coming home to heal up. Okay, they burned their monk. A major flood on the Cabo River. Okay, whatever. What?
Oh, major flood, whatever.
It's not like a big deal.
This game, not to us, but it's to some other people.
Okay, so we got our first spy, Amabel. We're gonna deal with that spy later.
Okay.
This asshole is just running around killing my trade units, despite the fact that I should be managed to place himself just outside of our range of aggression here. That's very annoying. I don't want to use that Great Admiral to build a free shipyard here, because the shipyard here sucks anyway. Our adjacency bonuses are very bad. In case you were wondering why that's not happening. I never did build a government plaza. That's something we could do, I suppose. We're not really having amenity problems. I guess replace my lost trader is what you're going to do. And it looks like we have mostly repelled their military units. Like, they seem to be really short on actual bodies at this point, which is great news for us. We have to decide, like, how much do we want to push? How valuable is it to put line infantry in here, really make Plymouth feel the hurt, but then have to deal with the extra damage coming in? I'm going to step forward. The part of the value of this is that it gives us a little bit more vision.
Yeah.
I'm going to, I think, swap my cavalry unit here. Pull these guys back and give them a chance to heal up.
Okay.
Let's move you up to here. We can move this thing. Nope, that's not the unit I had selected. There we go. It loves to just decide for you which unit you're going to be selecting now. Okay, so spies. Spies can provide a variety of different kinds of espionage actions based on the districts in the city that you put them in. They perform different kinds of actions in different places. You can do things like steal great works from other players, sabotage their military. There are a bunch of different options. If we drop in here and go, hopefully this will. Yeah, so we can counter spy. We can disrupt rocketry. Obviously, if they've built a spaceport and they're trying to do their science thing, we can just we can recruit partisans in a neighborhood. Just try to produce some rebellious units. We can sabotage their production. We can steal their money in a commercial hub. I think what we probably need to do. I want to use this guy to help with the war, right? I think that's a very natural sort of thing to do. It takes a little time for them to dig in, as I remember. Maybe we just go to London and try to steal her great works and shit. She doesn't have any economic districts. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Does this belong to Bradford? Yes. You know what? Let's insinuate this guy into Bradford. We can mess with their industrial zone. Pillage all the buildings. Reducing loyalty in this building is not going to do anything. But yeah, we can fuck up their industry. So yeah, confirm placement. It'll take the spy a couple of seconds to get in there, and then we're going to want to build up our network a little bit before we do anything, aggressive. Since we just moved this new unit in, I am gonna pillage because we don't have any fortification to continue anyway. And we're just gonna pick at their defenses a little bit with our field cannons until the bombard shows up, which is very, very close. All right, they're gonna pick at us. Part of the reason that I'm okay with this, just staying in range of their stuff, is that you get XP. You get a little bit of XP when you survive enemy attacks, in addition to getting XP when you attack.
That makes sense.
So this is a way of just slowly generating a drip feed of experience at basically no cost.
Yeah, that's really interesting too, because one thing from board war games where you have this military thing, you have these combat units and whatnot, you don't generally have a leveling up thing, because I think that tracking experience per unit would be very cumbersome.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In a way that isn't for a computer game. So it's interesting to have both these things here. I guess I should ask, is this a common feature of? I know asking is this a common feature of Forks games is a not necessarily the best question to ask, but does it seem to be common to have units that promote or level up or evolve?
Yeah, for sure. It's
a standard feature.
Yeah, for sure. In games, anything released in the last decade or so, especially, yeah, for sure. All right, the bombard cannot attack while moving. It doesn't get to move and fire. It has to pick.
No, that makes sense.
We are going to continue to harass you here.
It's a very common kind of rule for siege type units, and a lot of this is more familiar if abstracted territory for me.
Yeah.
I guess I should. People should probably know this by now if they've been watching this series, but I got my start designing military games on hex grids.
Yeah.
So like this is bread and butter for me.
So we are sort of like once again kind of in a position where I don't know that I want to be building a military unit. I kind of want to find something else to do for a couple of turns. Because when we get to 20 Niter, I want to build another bombard for sure.
Yeah.
But I want something else to do for 2 turns. So we're just going to build a couple of small buildings.
Okay.
My guess is they're going to turn their cannons. They're going to turn their cities attacks on the bombard immediately because the bombard's a huge threat. And the second she sees it, notice she's like, "Hey, could we maybe make peace?"
Oh, Andrei Rublev.
She's not going to give us a city, but I kind of want a city.
Well, what if you
Tap out. No. We're gonna put a little more pressure on Plymouth before we accept any of that shit. Okay, another major flood. They're having a lot of. Okay, they're having a lot of sort of environmental difficulties over there. I do think that this is an element of these games that is kind of interesting. Maybe it's worth talking about at least. Can we declare friendship? Yeah. I would love to refresh our alliance. Things just, they run out periodically. Are we good? Are we good on this? He wants 7 gold. Fine. I think that was kind of the same thing as last time, right? He wanted a little bit of gold to make the alliance happen.
Yeah. But you're saying an aspect of these games?
Yeah, an aspect of these games that I think I feel like I've seen a lot in these cases is this thing in the mid game where like the AI is just talking to you all the time and you're just like, I don't care, just shut up. He's like, you don't talk a lot. I think perhaps you have little to say, and I'm just like, this is meaningless. This is a thing that's getting in the way of the thing I'm trying to do, and so I have no interest in it. So notice slightly better damage on the walls there. Part of the problem here is that we're using like a unit with almost 20 less bombard strength than the city has. We're working hard on the next kind of unit, but this one also requires oil, and we just don't have a way. We don't know about oil. We've never seen any oil. Where is the?
Is it refining?
Yes, here's the oil tech. So build a coal power plant is a thing we can absolutely do. We have a couple of cities that are capable of that. We don't have any coal, though, which is a different problem. And we do have the ability to see coal. It's just that I don't think there is any around here, right? We haven't seen a single source of coal on this whole continent.
Do you think
there is one. There is one down there. And it's even actually within range of this city. But those are expensive tiles. No, I thought we didn't have any coal, but there is one source of coal way over in the Arctic. All right, well, that's gonna be a thing. We're gonna have to get that. So the coal power plant doesn't actually require coal to build; it just requires coal to operate.
Okay.
Automatically converts any amount of coal into power for cities within 6 tiles that need it. At a rate of 1 coal, produces 4 units of power. It does dump a lot of CO2 into the atmosphere. But it also, bonus production is good. The CO2 in the atmosphere thing, it matters. It's a real concern. There is climate change. There's a sort of a naive modeling of climate change. So it is a thing that we are going to have to consider. But right now, I don't think we can afford not to commit super hard to this.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we gotta do it. So how much is it going to be to buy that? Like, we have to purchase that tile. That's basically, it's a lot of our gold. How much is it to purchase a builder? 360? All right, well, we'll build a builder. That's a thing we're going to have to do. Our caravel is completely healed up, but not actually useful in any way. This caravel is still healing. Yeah, this is a little awkward. We have so much stuff that we would like to do, but the thing I would like to do more than anything is own Plymouth. It has districts, and and it would be really annoying for her the way it's positioned and that encampment. Let me just out of curiosity. She will never accept give me Plymouth as part of a deal here. That's fine. We'll make the argument forcefully. So I think maybe just chill out for the moment. It doesn't really help us to improve this unit, or like it can't get into a position where it matters, unfortunately.
Okay.
That does suck. That is unfortunate. So a thing I should mention, where like these later game strategic resources, which are quite a bit rarer on the map, being suzerain of a city-state does get you their resources, and so like a city-state that has coal or oil within its borders becomes a thing people fight over and a thing people do, espionage and all kinds of nonsense about, and depressingly correct, it feels.
Yeah, it's very interesting because if you look at the history of city-states, for example, you look at the various leagues during the Peloponnesian War, you have a lot of control over resources in that, and you have a lot of jockeying for control and position. And then, in the modern age, we don't really have city-states. We have countries, but this modeling of the world is one where, first of all, a civilization is a thing that just lasts for thousands of years without changing too much. It evolves, but it has an essential character, which is, a strange thing. But you don't really have like these non-player countries. They are just the city states.
Yeah.
And so it's a really interesting kind of contextualization, I guess, of how major powers see non-superpowers and draws a line between that and how cities like Athens and Sparta saw the cities around them.
Yeah.
I don't think it's great, but it is interesting.
So we've had to back our bombard up, which I knew was going to happen because the city, the problem is we're a little behind tech on bombard style units, on siege type units. We're fixing it, but it's going to take a minute. All right, so let me get this builder in the queue so that I don't forget to do that. And then I think, you know what? Let's do one more turn before we end it, because I do want to,
Okay.
I do want to see where this send aid puts us as far as the competition. I have not been paying attention to it.
Okay.
We're doing a lot of other things. Okay, they've produced some more line infantry finally. My suspicion is they don't have access to very much niter, in fact. So I am going to... How are we going to handle this? We're going to shoot you. We're going to make some room for this unit to be able to back up. Yeah. Yeah, so I need you to be able to run back to here at the very least. We're going to keep picking at these walls. And I mean, they're coming down, but it is taking some time.
Yeah.
Okay, new trader up. New trader's good. New trader needs to be... Oh, hey, we're about to finish that preserve. That's going to be good stuff for us. I think we want this trader running out of... Like, it's just... Mashkan Shapir. You know, it needs a lot of resources.
Yeah.
So we don't have the one coal that it would take to turn this caravel into an ironclad. So I think it actually is just going to sit over here in defense mode. Notice they've built proper defensive structures in the coastal cities that we got close to. They don't really want that thing happening again. Malgem is going to build us another bombard. So we do want one. And you are going to potentially just send aid again. These two cities maybe both send aid. So let's have a look at the request. I'm the only person who's done anything so far. 200 points toward the quest of send aid has everybody else at 0 and 0 thoroughly beaten, which does not make it feel like it's really necessary for us to do more send aid. We're sort of already at maximum winning. So we could pursue a wonder of some kind. We know Oxford's being worked on already. Probably we're not going to get it. And also, whatever. Also, it's fine. I guess, yeah, just working on another, what do you call it? Working on a culture-focused wonder feels significant.
Yeah, I suppose I should ask, like, where are we in the various...
Yeah, this is a good moment to like take a second and sort of check, right? Geez. I mean, the hermitage isn't bad. We have a couple of tiles that are just sort of whatever along our river. That I wouldn't feel terrible just dropping this on. Where is sadly, this thing, which would like to be near, I believe your culture district would like to be near World Wonders, is sadly just like not near the river at all, which is maybe a thing I could have thought about. Whatever. I'll just throw it down over here. Just work on that. Yeah, sure.
I suppose I should ask,
Uh-huh.
is there ever any kind of terraforming, like changing the course of a river?
Some, not a ton. I don't do that specific example. You can't really change the course of a river, I don't think, but you can do some stuff with like the coastline, raising and lowering the tiles around the coast a little bit.
Okay.
Geez, what am I going to do here? I guess like we're not having amenity problems in very many cities, but we're not having amenity problems in no cities. So building an entertainment complex somewhere is of value, and I guess this city is really looking for something to do. So an entertainment complex here, I guess we'll be fine. And then down here, we need amphitheaters and stuff. I am going to... Oh! I was like, hey, I can't buy theater square buildings with my faith. What the hell? This city flipped to Eastern Orthodoxy at some point. We got religion bombed, and I didn't notice. So it's not crab time, so we don't get crab time bonuses in it. Okay, well that's annoying. Build your damn amphitheater the stupid way, and we'll get that fixed eventually. Okay, so now that we've taken care of our business for the turn, let's have a quick look here. We are noted as the leader in this top 3, but in a way that doesn't really mean anything just yet. So obviously no one's anywhere near a science victory. As far as culture output goes, we have attracted 15 visiting tourists. We've output enough tourism points for that to convert to 15 visiting tourists against the much lower output of any other civilization. We are doing better than everybody else on tourism, but not well enough yet. We'll get there.
Does that start to ramp up or scale?
It does.
Over time?
It ramps up quite dramatically in the late game.
Okay.
It's not really something to think about until the late game. And this is a place where computer games are definitely very different from board games. The actual math and mechanics of how does a couple points of tourism convert into visiting tourists and at what rate The player just doesn't know that. The game makes no attempt to reveal the math, the underlying math. And it's complicated and fiddly. And other games might try to actually just like represent it. Civ assumes that you don't care.
Yeah, that's definitely a big
And it's
difference
just like,
between...
listen, more is going to be more. Obviously, in board games, it can't work that way because you, the player, have to adjudicate the actual rules. But more is going to be more. So just, I don't know, build more, dummy. And to be perfectly honest, that's kind of all you need a lot of the time. Not always, but a lot of the time it is like, yeah, okay, well, if I can build more, then I do build more, right? Anyway.
Yeah.
So domination victory. Nobody's captured any capitals, and nobody's going to anytime soon. I'm trying to make this Plymouth thing happen, but we're not. Like, this war is not going to end with the fall of London. No universe. This thing is where the religious victory stands, and that's probably where it will remain. We're into the part of the game where there are like, technologies and civics reducing the spread and importance of religion. It's just so unlikely that anybody would at this point convert any more civilizations in a meaningful way. And the diplomatic victory, people are, they're on some. We have 3. Some people have 4. One guy has 5. It's a thing to, I guess, kind of keep an eye on. We are probably going to win this aid request, it looks like, and thus boost ourselves up to 5. And that's kind of where that's at,
Okay.
Again,
These games take a while.
increments, right? It's working up. It's a bunch of stuff that's working up slowly.
Okay.
So in 5 turns, we're going to have a coal power plant. We're going to have, eventually, this builder is running as fast as he can to come down and get us a source of coal. But we don't actually even need the source of coal. It's just building the power plant is all we need to get refining for free, which will immediately get us vision of oil in the world and also battleships and stuff. And from there, we'll see. From there, we'll see how things go. If we are able to get proper artillery and we have develop a bombard strength of 80, that's going to win us this war pretty much immediately. Okay. I doubt she has access to oil. It doesn't seem like it. Well, I guess we'll find out. But if we're able to move up to oil units and she's not, that's going to end the war. Pretty conclusively. If we're able to start producing flight units and she's not, that also could do it.
Yeah.
One thing about flight is it causes you to immediately begin to gain tourism from improvements that provide culture, which is more interesting for some civs than others. When it says improvement, it means like a farm or whatever, like a thing you construct on a tile. So some people have tile improvements that do that. We don't really. But yeah, that's where we are. It's always, once you get past the early game, Civilization is a game where things creep forward. And I think that is a big part of why it goes from, a lot of people only play the beginnings of these games. And I can see why, I think. So anyway, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. We are continuing a pace. That pace is not very fast because that's how it goes. When you come back next time, we will continue pressing forward. Once we have 2 bombards and we form a core of bombards, Plymouth is in a little bit more trouble. If we're able to make the oil upgrade, Plymouth is going to be in a lot of trouble. We're going to get there, but Rome wasn't built in a day. And we'll see you. So come back next time to watch us finish knocking over Rome, I guess. Where's this metaphor? I've fully lost myself. Come back next time for stuff, and we'll see you then.
Bye.